welcome back to my channel. This is Arlen Donaldson, real estate agent here in Dallas, Texas. So I'm super excited to share it with you. My topic for today is how do you know if you're really ready to buy a home? Especially in this market, you have a lot of questions that, hey, do I really need to buy a house? What should be and what could be and what all the trick or thinking right now for you. So I can answer all those questions, but you watch and let's see, you're gonna learn from this video, okay? So if you're trying to decide if you are ready to buy a home, there are probably a lot in your mind, right? So if you're thinking about your finances, today's mortgage rate and home prices, the limit, and then of course, limited supply of home for sale and more. And you're juggling how about all those things will impact the choice you make. So that's why I make this video for you to understand. While the housing market condition is definitely a factor in your decision, your own life and your finances may be even more important, right? So this is really personal for me making this video. And it's not about the market, right? It's what is the condition, what you need, and what you really your goals when you're buying a house. So housing market trend give important context, but whether it is a good time to buy a house also depends on your financial situation. So life goals, and you are really ready to become a homeowners because it's the biggest decision that you make. So instead of trying to time the market, okay, it may help us. It may help you to focus on what you can control. Here are the few questions that I can give it to your clarity on whether you are ready to make a move. So this is the questions maybe that in your mind or not in your mind right now that will help you to to decide if you're ready to buy a house right now or not. Okay, so number one is, do you have a stable job? So one thing to consider, then how stable you feel when your employment is. So buying a home is the biggest purchase, and you're going to sign a home loan stating you're going to pay back the loan. You can feel like that can feel like a big obligation. Knowing you have a reliable job and income coming in can help you to put your mind or at ease, right? Or if you have a big savings, it can help too. Or if you have like 1099, is different story as well. Like different story, whatever in your finances, right? So a mortgage is a big commitment. What's that mean? Wait until your employment stable before thinking about buying a house. So meaning so it's really easy to buy a house if you for here in Dallas. The basic one that we're asking is 2 years taxes, 2 years yung W2, you need that one, and that is really the basic. And then the paycheck, the updates of your, I think 2 months, they're asking for 2 months in bank statement. That is really they're asking for. So if you think you have all those, guess what, you're qualified to buy a house. But this is the second question: how you figure out that you can afford, right? What's your budget? How much you can afford to buy a house? If you're really thinking, hey, I will stay on this in this price range, or I will just stay on this. So to make sure you have a good idea on what you need to save and what you can expect to spend on your monthly payment. This is very important, how much you want to spend on your monthly payment, or how can you, and what's only you can afford, right? Based on your debt to income ratio. So talk to your trusted lender, or you can call me. I have all the local lender here in Dallas that I can connect it with you, and they will be able to tell you about the pre-approval process and what you can borrow, and current mortgage rate, and approximately monthly payment. closing costs, and other anticipated, costs of buying house. What percentage of purchase price home you need, or whatever the down payment is. So the lender will tell you exactly how much you can afford based on your debt to income ratio, how much you can afford monthly payment, and based on that, you will see how much we can narrow it down for you for how much purchase price, right? Example, you will stay for 350,000 or 450,000, 550,000, or up to a million. It depends to your pre-approval letters that you want to spend monthly payment, right? So a 20% down payment on a home is a great, but many of the mortgage require only more than like 3 to 5% on the purchase price as your down payment. So example, if you're calculating, hey, I want to only buy 500,000, so you calculate 3 to 5%, and that's the one you will put for the down payment. It's not, you don't need a 20% down payment. But if you have a savings, you can do it so your monthly payment will be less because you remove the insurance mortgage, the PMI, right? Plus, there are more loans in grant that may help to cover the cost. And you need to search for your down payment assistance in your area and discuss your result with your mortgage lender. There's a lot of creative mortgage lending at the moment in your area, specific in your area. You can search that online, or you can talk to the lender. Maybe they have their own program. Like my lender, different type of program they have for the down payment assistance or any grant. Special example, if you are nurses, we have the for all the veterans, hometown heroes, different type of loans that is really you can ask for that grant, right? So number 3, if this is your question, is how long do you plan to live there? So what's that mean? Another important things to think about is how long you plan to stay on that specific house. It takes time to build the equity. So in your home, throughout your paying your loans and everything, it takes time to build the home price appreciation. If you plan to move soon, you may not recoup your investment. For example, if you are looking to sell or move again in a year, in just 1 year, it might not make sense to buy right now. As a recent article, it's really doesn't make sense if you think you're just gonna stay there for a year, because you're gonna pay down payment, you will pay the closing costs, and the property appreciation, home price appreciation, you will not gonna get that in 1 year. So buying a house is a good idea if you're planning to stay put for at least 3 years. Home value typically increase between 2 to 5% annually. So you could end up paying more than closing costs than you earn in the proceed if you sell after only 1 or 2 years you stay there. So it depends what your job or what is really the condition you are targeting. But if you're just planning to stay there for a year, I suggest just to get a rent, just for rent. You don't need to buy a house. That's why if you think you will stay there, I mean, life happen, but if you think you can stay there 3 years or more, that will be better for your appreciation value of your property, and you make a profit, right? So think about your future. If you plan to transfer really from your job promotion towards your work, towards your loved ones, you need to move. It may really, this is one of the factor that you will think about it, right? So above anything else, the most important questions to answer is to have a team of real estate professional that can help you to really navigate you professional in this place. Hey, can I have this question for my finances? And if you don't have a realtor, I'm your girl that I can help you with your buying a house or what are the start to finish when you're buying a house, or what's your really a long-term goal, a future goal that I can guide you. Hey, you are qualified to buy a house, or just start keep on renting. So make sure you have a trusted agent. If you don't have one, you can call me. You can have my link below. You can message me and I can help you, especially moving here to Dallas, Texas. So the bottom line is, if you're trying to decide if you're ready to buy a home, those questions can help. But what's the ultimate, your best and more reliable resources is help with trusted real estate professional locally in that area that will help you to navigate. Is right now is the best time? Of course, right now is the best time to buy a house for me and for you, because of all those questions. But if it's not, based on your job, I will not suggest also not to buy a house for the moment. So this is the question, if you're ready to buy a house that can help you, and right now or in the future, right? Do you have a stable job, or you have enough savings that you can really support on the mortgage? It's a big commitment, right? Second one, you figure out what you can afford. It depends to your budget. It depends to your monthly income, or it depends what you really want, how much you can just to spend monthly payment for the mortgage, right? The second one is, you don't need 20% down payment, or you can just pay 3 to 5%, right? So number 3 is, how long do you plan to live there? If you're planning a long term, so home price appreciation is to buy a house. If you're just planning, maybe you stay there for 1 year or 2, I will not suggest, because of a cost of buying a house is a lot, so you cannot recoup all those expenses. So thank you guys for watching on my channel. Make sure to subscribe and likes and share it to your friend. Pag may mga kaibigan kayo dyan na Filipino moving dito sa Dallas, Texas, I love to help them to buy a house or sell a house. And that's all my topic for this week. Hope you like it and learn from it, and have a great one.